Dead. Instant. Dead. Oh my god. Donk gets donked. Look at that. And look at his reaction. What is that?
The thing is, right, like Donk is him, you know?
Yo, that is sick. So yeah, Donk is just like already a GOAT. I'm not even the one saying it. It's just a fact. Spirit won Blast Bounty over the weekend, and Donk was awarded his 10th.
This is the thing, right? In 18 months, Donk has won... 18 months, he's won 10 MVPs, okay? Like, and obviously you can see that ZywOo's won loads, but we're talking about a guy where in those 18 months, what? 9 of those months, Vitality have been just like the best team in the world. Spirit, I don't think, have been the best team in the world for any of that 18 months. Like, maybe just after they won the major, they were probably, like, around that #1 spot. I think they were considered #1 around the time they won the major. But outside of that, okay, the 18 months he's been on Spirit, they've never been considered the #1 team in the world. They were going up against Vitality in, like, one of the greatest eras of any Counter-Strike team ever, other than, like, Peak Astralis. And I'm sure people will make arguments for that. And he's still got 10 MVPs in 18 months. Which is like more than 1 MVP every 2 months. When you're not winning most of these events.
MVP, which means he's now tied with Kenny S and Get Right for all-time MVPs. Can someone tell my guy they won the tournament? Honestly, this is giving Twist's MVP photo from New York 2018.
Bro looks depressed.
My guy is now on par with arguably the greatest AWPer and rifler, respectively, in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. He's been playing for a year and a half!
Yeah, that is just the crazy thing.
Built different.
Yeki was on the HLTV podcast where he said that the gap between ZywOo and other AWPers is not as, like, severe as the gap between Donk and other riflers.
Like, there's many.
I mean, the thing is, he's not wrong. Is he wrong? I'm trying to think, like, who would we say is the second best AWPer in the world right now? I mean, it's probably Shiro. And is there a huge gap between Shiro and ZywOo? I mean, the thing is, I think there is. Like, I think if you're talking from, like, strictly an AWPing standpoint, there's maybe not a huge skill gap. But, like, isn't it something like ZywOo, like 30% of ZywOo's kills are from an AWP at most events? So, like, if you look at, like, ZywOo versus Shiro as an AWPer, night and day. You know, ZywOo's pistols versus Shiro's pistols, night and day. Like, what are we talking about here? Whereas, like, who's the second best rifler in the world? Rops, maybe? Yeah, this is the problem, is, like, there's not another rifler who is just, like, that outrageously good. So, you know, actually, yeah, I think that's fair to say. I think Donk is better than Robs. I mean, we've got HLTV here. Let's have a look. If we go stats, top players, like, who are we saying in 2025 is the second best rifler in the world? I mean, I would have said Robs is maybe Frozen, something like that. 2025, let's do big events against top 10 teams. Donk, only five matches. Well, that's not fair, is it? Kisuke, Monacy. I mean, Frozen, 115. Holy shit. Oh yeah, Monacy. Duh. Am I fucking brain dead? Yeah, 1116 to 1112. But this is not a new 3.0 system. So obviously, I think this video was when 5 days ago. Maybe this wasn't the 3.0 system. So the question is basically, is Donk far enough away from Frozen, I guess, and Rops like these two, than he is from Monacy? I mean, looking at the ratings, yes, but obviously it's more than just that. I mean, yeah. Donk, I think Donk is.
Maybe not close, but on they can be a little bit like closer to ZywOo's level compared to the riflers, who physically impossible almost to be on a Donk.
Yeah,
Guys,
and that's the point.
Talk about Cash App, the sponsor of today's video. Cash App has got it all, from customized, not just all of our. We have partnered with us to bring you the description below, and you can download Cash App right now.
How did I skip past that?
Classic, like, ramp smoke right here, right, and then Donk hops up onto Party.
Take more than one round though to force VP.
Oh my god, how do you deal with that? Look at the crouch, bro. Look at the crouch.
Like, I don't get it, because, like, don't worry, I get that Donk is better than me, but I feel like whenever I play this position, I just get fucked. Like, I'm just getting pre-fired by some, like, actual brain-dead ape. Like, you check, like, UW Steam profile, and this guy's, like, level 5 on face at 47 aim. And once again, I'm not saying, like, Donk is so much better than me, but I feel like I don't know, man. I'm yapping.
He's not falling off. He's just running at everybody.
Know what I mean? Like he's treating it like it's a death match. Like look at
I
this.
actually would be so upset
Like what are we talking about?
if I was a tier 1 professional playing against this kid. This is the thing about Donk, man. The time to kill. He is opping with an AK. Look at these kills on mini. Dead.
Donk ready, instant headshot. When you
Instant.
step into that crosshair, you
Dead.
know you don't have
Oh my god.
That's across the door as well.
challenge. A third
Come
victim.
on. It's just absurd.
Oh, this is absurd.
This is a rare instance where Donk gets donked. Look at that.
Broken open his
And look at
Oh, that was Donk. I was gonna say, what was Donk doing?
he's so mad, bro. Or he just genuinely feels so much better than everyone else in the server that if he ever actually
Damn.
just like
He
he
got
just
fucked to be there.
feels so cheated. HE comes out. Watch the way he just runs out in front of his teammates.
on some crazy passing.
Look at this from his POV. He gets this, and he actually spray transfers. He flicks just in case there's a guy tucked in the cubby. Like he's vibrating on a frequency that no other rifler is. Torji's posted J-Hall with the op. Gets jiggled, misses, right? Repeaks. Right as he repeaks, what happens? Donk is right beside him.
Donk just spawns next to him.
The molly, bro!
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave.
I swear to
See, this, like, Donk just doesn't have respect for anyone. And not even in, like, a... I don't even think it's in, like, a... like, a cocky, like, ego way. Like, I just genuinely think that he just knows he's better than everyone. And, well, that makes it sound like it's an ego thing. I just mean in the sense of, like, he knows that if he swings an angle, the odds on him winning that duel, even if he's in, like, the molly, is just, like, higher than not doing it. Right? Then letting them take ramp and take B. Like, his teammates there, it's better for him to swing in the molly and probably win this 1v1, maybe get traded out. Then just let his teammate die and let them take ramp and let them take B site, right? Whereas, like, I feel like there's a lot of other players who maybe would try and, like, Shiro would fall back. And, like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, he's just that much better than people, and not in an ego way. It's just, like, statistically, he knows that if he takes this, it's better for him than just letting his teammate die, right?
God, this is a set play. Watch this. This is from last year. Shiro's posted on ramp with the op, right? So Zontix fills J-Hall right as the molly comes out, gets as the molly's landing, Donk 2, swings into the molly.
Again.
Too, bro. Donk didn't actually go that hard during the grand finals. They went T-side Mirage, and my boy just absolutely woke the up. Yeah.
There was only a couple rounds.
Yup. The fact that this is just like his server, and people are just living in it.
To the attack. Techno, it is your time to
What is that?
they've got to give
Yeah, like, genuinely, like, what is that?
Peeks from Cat. There is a fucking rifler standing right here.
What would you do if there was a
Donk.
right in front of you?
in his absence.
Shit myself, I guess.
One tap. I don't have words. He is the greatest rifler currently actively awake and conscious and sentient on planet Earth. There's no
Well, it's not that he's the greatest right now. Like, I think, like the video says, like, that there is definitely an argument that he's the greatest ever. Because before Donk, who would you say? Who are we, like, saying is the greatest ever? Like, we're saying it's Nico, right? Like, maybe you make an argument for, like, Rops. Like, I don't think not Frozen. I don't think Twist is in the question of, like, the greatest rifler ever. Like, I think he's great, and I think he's got, what, like, 2 Grand Slams. Does Twist have a major? Am I being stupid? I'm not even going to search his name. I'm finding him here. Twists. Where have they moved everything to? Player profile. There we go. Does he have a major? Okay, so he's won a major. He's got 2 Grand Slams. Like that. That's a pretty good standing for like the best rifle ever. But it's just not Nico. You know, like Nico doesn't have the major. Does he even have a Grand Slam? Oh shit. Nico has nothing. He has less MVPs than Donk. 9 MVPs in his entire career. Look at all these placings as well, by the way. 4th in the world, 2nd in the world, 5th in the world, 3rd in the world, 4th in the... Like, look at these placements, and he's got 9 MVPs. Is that even 1 per year? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 1 MVP a year. And it's not like he's been on a team with Simple or Zyber where they're always taking the MVP. Like, he's been the top 5 player in the world almost every single year of his career as a rifler and has 9 MVPs. And Donk already has 10. That's insane. And then who would the other one be? Rops, who's what, 2 MVPs, 2 Grand Slams? Yeah, I mean, if you're going to consider Twist, then you have to put Rops ahead of him because he's got the 2 MVP. He's got the 2 Grand Slams, 2 majors. So it's either you do Rops or Nico as your second best. Like, I think the only I don't even know if Nico has an argument. Like, I guess if you're talking on like individual skill, like Nico's done it for longer, but just But like, is Donk just him already? Like, he's got a major and a major MVP, which something Rops doesn't have. Doesn't have a Grand Slam, but has more MVPs than both of them already in 18 months. I still think it's a thing of longevity. Like, I feel like if Donk keeps this up for just like 2 more years, like, he's going to get number 1 or 2 this year. If he gets number 1 or 2 in 2026, so being 3 years in a row in the top 2, like, I think it's fair to say he's just the GOAT rifler. First of all, he's the only rifler in history to ever have number 1 in the world. He's the first rifler in history to get 10 MVPs, I believe. I may have just completely made that up. He's also the only rifler, at least in the conversation, right, being Nico and Rops, to also have a major MVP. Now, to be fair to Rops, he did have Zywoo on his team for one of them. And they won on a phase, right? I think Rain got the MVP for that one, so I don't know. But yeah, Donk is him.
How you deal with him. It's fucking amazing to watch.
Thanks for watching. If you want
Yeah. And that's kind of it. Like, how do you deal with him? Because it's a question of, like, does it become a Yakindar thing, right? Like, obviously, Yakindar was one of those players that no one could deal with, right? Like, he was just a monster for, I don't remember exactly how long, but it was at least like a year and a half, right? Where it's similar to how long Donk's playing, where, like, he was just this aggressive entry that no one could stop, right? He was just this unstoppable force of nature. And then out of nowhere, it just felt like he just fell off. Right? Like, it just felt like Yakindar just went from this absolute animal to just, like, he was getting like a 1.0 rating every game. And so it's a question of, like, is it possible to stop Donk? Like, is Donk so good that even if you counter him, he's still going to put up a 125 or 1.3 rating instead of like a 1.4, 1.5, right? Or in, you know, another 18 months time, does Donk's hyper aggressive playstyle, if his aim like falls off just a little bit, like he's not super in his prime because maybe they win another major, he slows things down a bit, like, is it possible to just stop him? I don't know. I mean, obviously only time will tell, but I think another year and a half, 2 years of him playing like this, and I just think it's not even a question, especially if he can put in a Grand Slam, another major. I don't know how we don't just call him the greatest rifler of all time already, and potentially in the question for the greatest player of all time, which I think is simple. Potentially, if Zywoo can keep up this form for another 4, 5, 6 years, like, he'll definitely have he'll have like the device argument in terms of winning all these events, having so much consistency, but at like a level above device, right? Because it was always device v simple, and device just didn't have that skill level. And you can make an argument that Donk is that much higher than Zywoo, but even if you look on HLTV, their stats, I think Zywoo's like 1 point, like, I mean, we can literally just have a look this year, right? I think Zywoo was like 1.31 or maybe a bit higher, and Donk's like 1.36 or something, right? But yeah, fucking nailed that. Holy shit. So this is what I mean. Like, is that a big enough of a gap? Like a 0.05 to be like, he's just miles better? Like, no, right? Like, that's not like a... But maybe it is, because maybe that was the gap between Simple and Device. But I feel like Simple and Device was more like a 0.1. Like, it was double this gap, you know? So... But then Zywoo's been winning the events. But then he's been playing harder teams because he's been winning the events. It's just an interesting one. Yeah, I think if Donk can continue this for the next 5, 6 years, I think he will just be the greatest Counter-Strike player of all time. I really do. And I don't think it's even a question.